Daniel was brushing his teeth, half asleep, the kind of tired where everything feels a little blurry. His girlfriend, Mia, was behind him. He heard her footsteps softly enter the bathroom. He didn't turn around, just glanced at the mirror and froze. Because in the reflection, Mia was standing completely still behind him, but her body was facing the door, while her reflection was facing him, staring, not blinking, like the real Mia and her reflection had disconnected. Daniel slowly spat the toothpaste out, his breath shaking. He squeezed the edge of the sink. "Babe?" he whispered. Mia didn't answer. The body behind him didn't move an inch. Only the reflection did. It smiled, a slow, wrong, too wide smile. Daniel's stomach dropped as the reflection leaned forward, but her real body didn't. And that's when he realized one of them wasn't her. Daniel's pulse thundered in his ears. The real Mia, standing behind him, still hadn't moved. Not a breath, not a twitch. But the reflection? It tilted its head slowly, almost curiously, like it was studying him. "Mia?" Daniel said again, louder this time. No reaction from the body, but the reflection's smile widened, stretching unnaturally, pulling a little too far toward the ears. Then, the reflection raised its hand, but the real Mia's hand stayed at her side. Daniel staggered back from the sink. The reflection's hand hovered, as if touching the mirror from the inside, its finger tracing the glass and writing something in the fog. Daniel watched, horrified, as the letters formed shaky and uneven. "Turn around." Daniel's throat closed. His legs felt locked in place. The reflection pressed its hand flat against the glass, smiling gently, almost sweetly, while the real Mia, inches behind him, finally exhaled. A slow, raspy breath, like she hadn't breathed in minutes. "Daniel," she whispered. Her voice was wrong, slower, lower, like something learning how to speak. Daniel didn't turn around. He couldn't. The air behind him felt thick, like someone was standing too close, breathing directly against his neck. Except, the breathing wasn't steady. It came in short, broken gasps, like whoever was behind him wasn't used to lungs. In the mirror, the reflection of Mia looked terrified now. Her lips formed silent words. "Move away." But the real Mia behind him whispered, "Daniel, look at me." That voice wasn't Mia's voice. It sounded like her, but drained, hollow, stretched thin. Daniel took a shaky step sideways, trying to move toward the bathroom door. The reflection's hand pressed urgently against the glass, as if trying to break through. Its mouth formed one word: run. But the thing behind him matched his step, shifting closer, its head following him with a stiff, unnatural turn, like a mannequin trying to mimic motion for the first time. "Daniel," it whispered again, each syllable trembling. "My reflection is broken. Help me." Daniel's chest tightened. That wasn't something Mia would ever say. He finally managed to whisper, "If you're Mia, which one are you?" The real body version behind him tilted its head at a painful angle, bones cracking softly. "That one," it said slowly, pointing toward the mirror, "isn't smiling anymore." Daniel looked at the reflection. She wasn't smiling. She wasn't moving. She wasn't even blinking. She just raised a shaking hand and wrote one last word: behind. Daniel's heart stopped. He felt fingers, cold and bony, touch his shoulder. The cold fingers tightened on Daniel's shoulder, slowly, like they were testing his shape. He froze. Even breathing felt dangerous. In the mirror, the reflection of Mia looked horrified now, no longer smiling, no longer calm. She pressed both palms against the glass from the inside, as if trying to break through. Her mouth formed the words, "Don't let it touch you." But it already had. Daniel swallowed, heart pounding. His voice cracked. "Mia?" The thing behind him leaned in, its chin resting lightly on the top of his shoulder. He could feel it. The weight was wrong, too light, like a person made of fabric and bone. When it spoke, the breath that hit his ear was icy. "I don't trust you, even though I came out first." Daniel finally risked a tiny glance toward the mirror. The reflection of Mia was shaking her head violently. "No, no, no!" Her eyes wide, pleading. But the thing behind him, Daniel stumbled toward the bathroom door. But before he could reach it, the reflection moved. Not inside the mirror, out of it. The glass warped, bending like water, rippling as the reflection of Mia pushed her hand through the surface. Her fingers appeared in the real world, solid, trembling, desperate. Daniel stared, frozen, as she pulled herself out, half her body dripping like liquid glass before snapping into solid form. This Mia, the mirror Mia, was terrified. Barefoot, breathing hard, eyes locked onto him, not the creature. She grabs Daniel's arm. "That thing is not me." Behind them, the other Mia, the wrong one, tilted her head, watching. Her smile widened in a slow, unnatural stretch. It wasn't shocked, it wasn't scared, it was interested. The wrong Mia took a single step forward, her movement stiff like she was learning how knees and ankles worked. Mirror Mia squeezed Daniel's hand. "Don't let it touch you," she whispered. "It doesn't copy what it sees, it copies what it holds." Daniel's stomach dropped. The creature had touched him. The wrong Mia's smile grew even wider as her shadow twisted, stretching, splitting, attempting his shape now. Daniel staggered back. "Wait, if you're the real Mia, then why were you in the mirror?" Mirror Mia's voice cracked. "It trapped me. It makes copies that stand in the world, and it keeps the real ones inside." The creature moved closer, its bones shifting beneath its skin like it was rearranging itself into someone new. Mirror Mia whispered urgently, "Daniel, it wants to replace both of us." The creature's neck cracked as it turned its head slowly toward the mirror, the empty mirror, and whispered in a low, warped voice, "Only one more." The lights flickered violently. Daniel turned toward the door. Just as the creature lunged, Daniel shoved the mirror Mia behind him and fell backward as the wrong Mia slammed into the bathroom floor, too fast, too heavy, like it didn't understand gravity. It pushed itself up in a broken, jerking motion, joints snapping as if bending the wrong way. Its voice split into two, Mia's voice and Daniel's voice layered beneath it. "I'm you. I'm her. I'm perfect now." Mirror Mia pulled Daniel toward the door. "Hurry, before it takes your place." But she froze. The mirror behind her flickered. Inside the glass, Mirror Mia wasn't there. Something else stood in her place. Something darker, taller, smiling wider. Mirror Mia's breath caught. "Daniel, that's not my reflection." The wrong Mia crawled closer, fingers dragging across the tiles, leaving no sound at all. "This room only needs two," it crooned. "One copy, one original." Daniel grabbed Mirror Mia's hand, but the creature was already morphing. Its face split into two halves, left side turning into Daniel, right side turning into Mia, both expressions identical, both smiling. Mirror Mia screamed, "Don't look at it!" But Daniel did, and for a split second, the creature looked exactly like him, perfectly copied, before shifting back into something half human, half reflection. The mirror flickered again. The dark figure inside the glass pressed its palm outward, matching Daniel's breath. It whispered in his voice, "Only one Daniel goes back." The wrong Mia lunged again, but Mirror Mia grabbed at the real mirror, lifting it sideways. The creature slammed into the glass, and the mirror shattered into 100 silver pieces. A sound tore through the bathroom, like a scream being sucked backward, and the creature's body pulled inward, back into its own shards, its limbs twisting as it was dragged into its own reflection. The final shard absorbed its face, stretching, screaming, until the glass went still. Silence. Daniel fell to his knees, shaking. Mirror Mia stood over him, trembling. "Daniel," she whispered, "you have to check the mirror." He looked up slowly, and the only shard left big enough to reflect, 2 faces stared back. Both were him. One smiled, the other didn't. Daniel's breath caught. Mirror Mia whispered, "Now do you understand?" He did. The creature didn't die. It traded places. The smiling version in the glass lifted a hand and mouthed silently, "Let me out." The lights flickered and went black.